Good morning, sycamores. It is Monday, the 18th of May. We've got one more week until half term. Today, and for the next couple of days, we are going to be learning something completely new that you learn in Year 3 and Year 4, and it's called the present perfect tense. It's all to do with the past tense. So for your starter, you have been practicing simple past tense. So an example of the simple past tense is I shopped for my parents last Tuesday. So the verb, that's the doing word or the being word, the verb is shopped. And in this sentence, it follows the regular pattern of an ed ending onto the root or the infinitive. So to shop becomes I shopped. I've also added, so that people really know that it was in the past, I have put last Tuesday, which of course is in the past. So I shopped for my parents last Tuesday is an example of the simple past tense. And you should have just practiced some, or you're about to do that first. But you're practicing some verbs that don't just follow the ed ending. Things like instead of saying I eated my breakfast at 7 o'clock in the morning, this morning, we would say I ate my breakfast. So that one doesn't follow the normal ed ending. But that is an example, another example of simple past. I ate my breakfast this morning. Okay, but we are moving on to the present perfect tense. If you think of time going from past to present into the future, and we have to choose our verbs, choose our doing words, so that we are talking about the right time, past, present or future. It's the verbs that change. So, past tense, I shopped. Simple past tense, I shopped. So the past tense is in the past and goes all the way up to now, the present tense, and then it stops because present is happening now. But that's now in the past. But that's now in the past. So as soon as something is done, it's going to be in the past tense. So present is it's actually happening at the moment. So past tense goes all the way up to the present. Now, we're thinking about the present perfect tense, where an action can start in the past, but then can still be happening and going on in the present tense. So let's look back at my example. Simple past. I shopped for my parents last Tuesday. If I were to put that into the present perfect, I would put I have shopped for my parents every Tuesday. So a couple of things have changed. One thing that's changed is instead of being last Tuesday, I have changed that to every Tuesday. So I'm not saying it's a Tuesday in the past, I'm saying every Tuesday. But the most important thing that's changed is instead of just putting I shopped, we put I have shopped. We add something called an auxiliary verb. It's like a helper verb. So I have shopped for my parents every Tuesday. So I shopped for my parents last Tuesday in the past, and then it was done. It was done and it was finished all in the past, and it's over. This one, I have shopped for my parents every Tuesday. It starts in the past because I did it last Tuesday and the Tuesday before and the Tuesday before. I have shopped for my parents every Tuesday, but it carries on because I'm going to carry on doing that. I'm going to carry on going out shopping for them every Tuesday. So It starts in the past, but its effects can still be felt in the present and into the future. So, auxiliary verb, I have shopped. It slightly changes the meaning. It slightly changes the time. Here's another example. My mum cut, I thought I'd do another lockdown sentence. My mum cut my hair. Has your mum cut your hair? My mum doesn't live with me, so she hasn't cut my hair. My mum cut my hair. I'm going to add a specific time, last night. That is the simple past. Last night, my mum cut my hair. She got the scissors out and she cut, and then she stopped cutting. So that is simple past. My mum cut my hair. So on the end, I'm going to put last night. I'm going to put a time adverbial. Last night. Okay, so that would be on the end. Bit more interesting sentence, bit more specific. My mum cut my hair last night. Got out the scissors, cut it, it's over, past tense. But even though she cut my hair last night, my hair is still short. My hair is still cut. It hasn't suddenly grown overnight. My hair is still short. So the effects of my mum cutting my hair last night can still be seen. So actually I can put that into the present perfect tense. So it started in the past, she cut it in the past, but the effects can still be seen today. My hair's still short. So my mum has, I put it there by mistake, I'm going to do it in the right sentence. My mum has, there's my auxiliary verb, and because we're talking about my mum, it's has. When we're talking about I in the first person, it's have. I have, my mum has, my brother has, my nan has, they have. So you've got to be careful, make sure you get your right auxiliary verb, your helper verb. My mum has cut, stays the same, cut my hair. Can I put last night? Does that sound right? My mum has cut my hair last night. Doesn't quite make sense. I could put something like, my mum has cut my hair every week, every few weeks. That would make more sense. My mum has cut my hair every 2 weeks, or for the last few weeks. That would be a good one. Should have put that one. Every few weeks, full stop. So it just makes it more specific if you put that time reference in there. So let's have a look at the difference. My mum cut my hair last night. Past tense, simple past tense, simple past form of the verb cut. In the past, over and done with. My mum has cut my hair every few weeks. So my mum started weeks ago cutting my hair, and she's still going to cut my hair until we can get to the barbers or the hairdressers. So started in the past, but it's going to carry on. She cut it in the past, and the next morning it's still short. I can still feel the effects of it. So that's the difference. Both of them have these auxiliary helper verbs and the past form of the verb. So actually, in both of these examples, the verb didn't change. Now you have to watch out, because sometimes they do. So for example, we don't say, my mum has wrote to someone. We say, my mum has written to someone. We don't say, I have forgot to do the shopping. We say, I have forgotten to do the shopping. So wrote becomes written, forgot becomes forgotten. There's another one that I can't remember what it is. There's another, but it's a double T one. Okay, so let's just put forgot becomes forgotten. Oh, I'm not going to squeeze that in. Yes, I am. Wrote becomes written. Oh, I suppose, yeah, you could say forgave. I forgave that person becomes forgive. I have forgiven that person. So be careful, because there are some that have an E, you change it and you put an EN on the end. Okay, so just watch out for those. If it doesn't sound right, it might be one of those. So that's your task today. It is to think about what is the verb in the simple past tense form, and then the present perfect tense form. You need to add your little helper verb in, and then put your past form of the verb. And I think most of yours today, they just stay the same as your simple past, but just watch out for those ones so that you're keeping your grammar absolutely correct. Okay, tomorrow for the starter, you've got a PowerPoint to read that is just going to give you a bit of extra practice to remind you. Okay, so trying really hard with that present perfect, and I will see you on Wednesday. Have a good day.